So here we are in 2025, and that brings with it a whole new year for learning and opportunities to develop and create new things and do whatever else. And one of the things that you might be thinking of with the new year is, should I pick up a 7-string guitar? And my answer to that is yes and no. Maybe. I have a lot of different answers to that. So that's what we're talking about today, guys, is it time to pick up a 7-string and move to the next step? So this is my 7-string, which is the Jackson JS22-7. And for the money, this has been one of the greatest investments I've made as far as a guitar is concerned. It was like $200 plus, around $215 or so, like with tax. So as a base platform, it's fantastic. And I haven't done any aftermarket development on it yet, haven't put anything new in it. My plans are to upgrade this platform eventually with all aftermarket stuff and basically just turn it into a beast. But already on its own, it's a fantastic guitar and it's a wonderful platform. And I would say if you're going to make the transition to buying a 7-string, you're going to make that leap, start with something like this. Start with a budget guitar. You don't need something like, that is over $1,000 or, even $700 in that area. Like, just get yourself something that gets you in the door and start learning, because that's the main thing, is that there is a bit of a learning curve to playing the 7-string and playing, this type of guitar. My next recommendation for picking up a 7-string is that you need to be very comfortable with a 6-string first. You need to be comfortable with where notes are on the fretboard and be very comfortable with the fretboard. Not only that, but also it would help if you knew chord shapes. I'm still a little bit shaky on that myself sometimes, so I have to go back and memorize things of that nature. But memorizing chord shapes is also going to be a big help. So I would really get to at least an intermediate level on a 6-string before you move on to a 7-string, because adding that extra string does add and give you the tools for bigger chord voicings, but it does help to already know the basics before you just jump into having the 7th string, and a lot of the tunings that you're going to be playing in with a 7-string are going to basically carry over to your initial 6-string tunings. You're just adding that low bass note, or that root, or whatever the case may be, whatever tuning you're playing in. It really just depends. But that's what I would say is a huge factor. Another consideration I want to bring up, especially if you're a beginner and you're just now investing in amp sims and looking into getting another guitar, looking to upgrade to a 7-string, is that if you're still kind of in that beginner stage and you have amp sims, for example, like Neural DSP, you want to play in heavier tunings, or like heavier tunings, whatever that means. Lower tunings is what I was trying to say. If you're wanting to play in lower tunings, a lot of these amp sims now have the ability to tune the guitar to whatever you want. For example, like I said, the Neural DSP amp sims have the ability to tune down. So now you can play, for example, and then drop D and then just tune it down. You can go to C or B even and still retain a lot of the format, and it doesn't get kind of wonky. But you get much lower than that on a 6-string. With these amp sim tunings, the D tunes, it does get a little wonky and weird, but you can at least play in a lower tuning now without having to have that lower string. It's just something to kind of consider, that if you're still looking to that, if budgetary concerns are something to look at, it might be cheaper to buy an amp sim and have quality amp sim before you buy a new guitar, and that trade-off can kind of give or take, in my personal opinion. But it really just comes down to your comfort. It comes down to your level of comfort with the guitar, with the neck, with the notes, and your knowledge base when it comes to that, because it's going to transition over to having an added string, and it can complicate things. It's still a learning curve that I'm on even to this day. Myself playing 7-string is to memorize the chord shapes and voices and utilizing the strings to their fullest ability, as opposed to just a low, grinding open note. It's just something to consider. It's something to understand, that if you're looking to advance into your guitar playing, what that entails and having a little bit of a base of music theory. So that's what I would say, is just get comfortable with your guitar, be kind of at an intermediate level. You might look to invest in an amp sim, a quality amp sim, like an Earl DSP amp sim, for example, beforehand, before you look to transition to a new guitar. Have that quality in line, and that might suit you a little bit better. And just have some overall music theory. But if you like the video, guys, hit that like button, and we'll see you in the next one.